Right, I'll show you this job. First time I've seen this as well. So bath out, we're putting a standard 1700-700 bath in. It's basically just changing it from this off-coloured suite. All the tiles are hopefully staying. It's apparently it's all ceramic board behind. It's a landlord I've done a bit of work for in the past. Ideally he wants that screen keeping on. He said he fitted it himself and it was a nightmare, but I might whip it off if it makes my life easier. He said he couldn't get fixings in the ceramic board. It's basically compressed straw. So bath out, new taps, new toilet and vanity unit. I don't know the height of the vanity unit, whether it's going to meet them tiles there or not. But yeah, we'll have to have a look. All my stuff's been delivered to site. I haven't sorted any of that out, so sort of, well, not pot what we get, but you know, we'll have a look when we get it. So for a start, I'm probably just going to resit this bath out. We'll get the water off and we'll start to get things stripped out. I'm not sure if that's the only toilet in the property. I need to actually find that out. But yeah, we'll crack straight on with it. First job before we do anything, I've got all sheeted down, so we know that's set now. So we're going to whip this bath panel off and have a look what's going under here. Brought my recip saw in and we'll try and get this bath out. Sometimes they've got L brackets. They go up here and sort of there, but ideally we don't, well, we'll have to try and cut the bath out and cut them brackets off and try and meet back up to this box in, if we can. We can only do what we can on jobs like this. He's going out. A good little tip, I know this one's not, but if it's like a decorative mouldy man skirting, keep your old bath panel, you can use it as a template. This one's just a straight edge, so it can go straight. Okay, so I'm going to have to cut this pipework back up over there to get the new legs back through. Taps were that end originally. We've got a service valve which we changed for a lever valve. God knows why somebody's done that. Whether it was going to be a hot feed for a shower, I'm not too sure. That's the ceramic board, you see. It's just like compressed straw, so you can't get fixings on anything. So yeah, we'll be all right with the waste and everything. We've got plenty of fall on the waste. That's not going to be an issue. It's just the pipe work underneath is going to be not a problem. We'll just have to cut it back over there, as I say, and get that get it swung back in. No chance the gate valve's going to work. We'll have to go up in the roof and bung the tank off. So I've been up in the roof and bung the hot off. What we'll do, we'll open the tap downstairs as well, but we'll get these here changed for lever valves across that side. So that's stopped, but we'll open the hot and we'll get the main switched off in the road and we'll get this sorted. Pop a new service valve on there, and for the time being we'll just cut these off until we get our vanity unit in, and then we'll bring them through the bottom of the vanity unit and put new valves inside. This is the only toilet in the house, by the way, but the people aren't stopping here tonight. They're stopping at the friend's house around the corner. So if we don't quite get it put back in, it just depends how it goes, but it does take the pressure off a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to get some proper lever valves on these supplies. Just makes anybody's life in the future easier. So we'll cut off these. Old bits. In fact, let's just whip it off over here as well. On that speed fit, probably. That pipe is really hot. I'll have to check the water temperature, but that feels super hot. Could be that the hot water's getting a little bit too hot there, you know. That's why somebody's put speed fit here. It's because they've done the same as me. They've changed the bath. They've put pointed the pipework back in. But obviously they didn't have a 22 socket, so they just used the T and capped it. We put a 4 valves, especially if it's not really, have the back to be empty. They can't actually back anyway. What we'll get, these pieces here, I'll probably be able to reuse these connections, new fibre washers, and then we'll just bring the pipework back to this front and then rejig it from this point. So yeah, when I get the bath out, I'll get them connections off. Flathead screws, love to see it. We'll get all these legs undone and then we'll start to get the bath cut out. Try and cut the silicone off around the bath. It's probably all that's holding it in, apart from the lip where the camera's stuck on. As I say, there may be some brackets, but I can't see any. Ugh. I mean, the bath was solid before. It probably won't be solid when I finish fitting it, but I don't know how I'm going to get it without taking that screen out though. It's this lip here which we really didn't want to disturb, so I'm going to try and set the new bath back up to that point if I can. If not, I'll have to sort this boxing out at the back. Yeah, we'll give it a go. We'll try and reset this out. Where was that? That just fell over downstairs. Something just fell over downstairs. I best go and have a look what it was. Vibration. That was a close one. There's a mirror on the other side of the wall just propped up, and all it did is slid down. It didn't break. I've just put it out of the way for the time being, but I heard so much go clunk. But I mean, potentially could be a little bit more careful, but yeah, it must have only just been propped at a funny angle, but as I say, it just slid down and didn't break. It's only on a dressing table type thing, so I've took all the stuff off the table now, and we'll put it all back when we're done. I can't be dealing with problems like that. 7 years bad luck, and yeah, it's not so much that, it's the explaining to the customer how you broke the mirror, but as I say, yeah, we'll crack straight on with it. I'm starting to release it. It seems to be like well stuck in on that point there. How have they done that? They literally wedged it in, haven't they? It literally goes in front of the bath as well. They've like tiled over the old bath. How am I gonna? Let's just cut that. So I'm going to have to try and carefully get these tiles off. I don't know if I can do it without breaking them. Problem is I'm never going to get the new bath back in there because that's... Yeah, how am I going to do this without... Not like that. Damn it. Let's try that tight. Spare towels under the bath. Not big enough. More cuts. All going to be cuts under the bath, aren't they? Full ones. Suppose I could take the both off. Do something like that, potentially. Probably what I'm going to have to doing. So I've got some spare towels I can use, but not ideal. These towels are stuck on super well. At the end of the day, I just have to patch these up. The only thing is, the cuts won't line back through on the thing because I've only got sort of half width tiles now. But I don't think it'll matter too much. Just try not to damage anything else, really. But yeah, we can sort it. Get over anything. Right, this is where we're at. Here's where we're at now. I accidentally broke that tile in the corner as well, or chipped it, but I've got enough pieces to make that good. So you won't be able to tell where we've been there. I've got enough to make good the end of the bath as well. It's just going to make my life so much easier. I don't think I'd have been able to get that out because everything was just trapped and so tight, but we have to do what we have to do on these jobs anyway. So I'm going to get the rest of this bath out now, have a good tidy up, and then we can get the toilet and basin out, and then yeah, we start to see where we're at. But as I say, there'll be another bracket there, the same as that, but you sort of have to cut around that, and then we'll see where we're at when we've got it out. But yeah, jobs like this, the worst bit is getting the stuff out without doing damage, but sometimes you've got to do what you've got to do. But luckily on this one we've got some old cuts of tiles, and we're going to be able to make it back to look as good as it was before, but with a new bath. Once I get that L bracket out, that piece will just pull forward, and then I'll have to try and get the new bath to go under that screen. That really wants changing, doesn't it? I'll have a word with him. That's one bath out. It's been a little bit wet in that corner, hasn't it? Not too bad though. Clean all that old silicone up, and hopefully we can go back up to the existing height. And the fact that we've only just got that one end to patch up is not so bad. Now I'm going to reuse these old pieces of pipe. Well, there's nothing wrong with them. We'll put new washers in, new fibre washers, but I can't see anything wrong with using them. I suppose I could put new pipes up. It's one of the things, swings around about, so I'll think about it. But it only is. No wash on that anyway, is there? Take the tap out because that bit's for the tap man. Easy way to change your pair of taps, isn't it? Cut the bath out. Let's get this toilet whipped out. I don't know if the bolts will come undone. If I can get the bolts undone on the system easily, it just makes it a bit easier to carry down the stairs. To be honest with you, the bath's the worst bit on jobs like this. Toilet and basin's not too bad. The only thing is, I don't know if the floor's going to cover, but it's not really, well, I'd like it to cover, but it's not. There's nothing I can do if it doesn't. I'll have to have a new flooring put down. The cistern actually got a crack in it. Don't know if I did that or whether it was cracked. I'm not sure. Plastic. Yeah, I'll get this pan out. To be honest with you, the screws are about loose on the pan anyway, so that will just come straight out, basin out, and then we're back to square one then. One screw I can't get out. Get that straight down the stairs. New pan connector, I think. State of it. Jobs like this keep you busy really. They're hard work, and if you've got other stuff on, they probably, I don't know. But you can't be too fussy. As I say, we do a lot of work for this guy. I'm not saying it's a bad job, but it's just hard work when you're trying to. What I'm trying to say is everybody would soon be fitting a luxury bathroom, but not every job is like that, I'm afraid. We'll get more there then. We'll put new valves, but what we'll end up doing is cutting these off, putting the unit down on top, and then putting the valves inside the unit. That's everything disconnected when I get the waste off. Trouble is, there's no parking on this job either. Parking down here is an absolute nightmare, so I'm having to carry everything to the van. It's because there's a dentist across the road, I think. You only get 2 hours in the bays anyway, so I don't know whether I'll get a ticket. What it is. It should be free. Yeah, and what I'm hoping is the new Vanity unit goes up to it. Until I get the Vanity unit on site though, I don't know. I don't even know what sort of Vanity unit it is. I've not sorted any of this. Right, I've been round, hoovered everything out, made sure there's no bits or anything like that on the floor. Just got to clean this old silicone off, and then we're ready for the bath to go in. I really do need the bath on site now. Say I haven't ordered it. It's supposed to be here at 10 o'clock. It is now 10:30. So once I've got that clean off, there's not much else I can do until we get the stuff. I see why you didn't want me to take the shower screen off. It's fixed through the wall up, the shower screen. He said whatever you do, don't take it off. So I can sort of see why now, because that would have been a nightmare. But yeah, we'll just do our bit, we'll be all right. Right, my bath's finally turned up. What I've done is I've just put the legs in, the legs on the bath, and what I'm trying to do is just level it up to the existing tiles. Normally, what I would do is put a batten on the wall. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that here, just because it's so tight to get in. I think it's a little bit high there. I think we're just catching on a little bit of the old adhesive that's underneath there. But once I get that down, these legs there, I've just left them loose at the minute. Move that timber across or get a new timber, it's not the end of the world. I took that leg off because it was catching on everything, and we'll jack that up, but I'll probably try and get some OB1 behind it or some CT1, it's all virtually the same stuff. Just to bed the bath in, and then we'll silicone it. It'll be solid when I'm done. It's just jobs like this, you sort of work in to the existing levels and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll be fine. Once I get this in, this is the worst bit. Really, everything else should be fairly straightforward. I've jinxed it now, I know. But yeah, it is hard work. The bath never came with a film or anything like that on it. Well, which is a little bit unusual. There's no damage on it. But I always like to see a film on them, really. And then the taps we'll just have to drill there and there once we get the bath in. I'll probably normally do that first, but I've just got no space to work in this room. And there's nowhere else in the house. So once we get the bath in, we'll drill the taps. And yeah, we'll do it that way on this one. I think it's, oh, it could even be that screw, you know. Oh, I shouldn't be near that screw. It's just catching on this end. Probably just a bit of that adhesive. Let's see if I can get that off. And then that should drop in then. Well, I would have said we're looking pretty good at that. What I need to do now, these legs are still loose at the bottom, is jack this end up, put that leg back in, and we'll lift it up onto that original, need to get rid of that bit of silicone there, lift it up onto the original towel line, and then yeah, I think that's as good as we're gonna get it. These are tricky to do. Well, I probably make them look harder than they are, but I don't know. Right, that's as good as I can get that. It is solid, and we are going to have to silicone around it. I mean, I've moved that timber across and the legs are bolted. I mean, the floor's a little bit wet, but it's not gone. It's just has had a bit of a leak under there. I know I've spilled some water, but it has been a little bit black under there, but it's still solid enough. So yeah, there is a gap under there as well, so we're gonna have to, we can get the silicone back under there so no water can get behind that shower screen. It is a weird screen, that as well. So next job is going to be taps, waste, and get this bath pipe back up, and then tonight we'll probably fill it up with water and silicone around. So yeah, we'll crack on with it. What time is it now? It's 1:30 now. I think 45 mil, 45 mil, somewhere there. We've got a standard deck mixer going in, so 180 parts are somewhere there, and the holes will be big enough to take that anyway. So yeah, we'll get them drilled and get this tap made up. Sometimes what I like to do with these when they've got showers above is bed these taps on the silicone. I know they've got the rubber washer underneath, but I don't think it's a bad idea sometimes, just to stop any water, because if it's going to go anywhere, it's going to be probably underneath your tap. So yeah, I might do that on this one, because I say we've got the electric shower above. I can still get my silicone gun in behind. Sometimes I will leave the taps out until last, but this one's not going to be too bad to seal up. We've got brass back nuts on this one. We'll be alright. Do you jobs like this, I always struggle with not putting a set of bath taps in. I mean, it's like these bath out type jobs. It is easier just to do the lot. People are probably moaning at me for reusing this, but in reality, copper pipe will last donkey's years. It's still better than flexi. So I've changed the fibre washers. I always jet blue them. We'll do the hot first because it's furthest away and hardest to reach. No, in fact, I'm wrong. What am I talking about? The cold's the hardest one to reach. Better start thinking, Tosh. Oh, yeah. I think we should just say it's work. They're in. We'll clean these ends up. Probably, I might solder on there, I might press, undecided. We'll see how well that old pipework lines back through. Probably not very well. And then the waste will not be an issue because we'll probably just end up 45 in that across. We'll sort that in a minute, we'll get the hot and colds done. Still not happy with this screen. But, yeah, it's just a bit of a... I don't know whether the old one used to be there, I'm not sure. This is where we're at with it. The bath is in. I've just got the waste to finish connecting up underneath. I've just set the toilet in position because I just wanted to make sure the flooring would cover, and it just about does. So I'll get the system made up, and what I'll also do is probably just sit the vanity unit in tonight. I might have to slide the vanity unit, well, I don't know how much space is going to be here. I know it's only a narrow one we've got, but yeah, I can only sort of work with what we've got anyway. I've been provided with the stuff. I'm hoping the vanity unit will come up to there. If not, I'll have to get a bit of trim or something. That's what he's asked for. So yeah, we can only work with what we've got on jobs like this. And as I say, that toilet's going to be okay. That'll be simple enough to pipe up. We'll have to use a flexi through the... They're awkward, but you have to use a flexi, and then we just connect straight back onto that new isolation point underneath. That's going to be easy enough. The worst bit, to be honest, is the bath and the vanity unit. I'll probably end up having to cut at the bottom of the unit. I see how much of a step is underneath, but I don't know. I might be able to step them pipes back and then come out through the unit. I'll have a look. We'll probably get that made up next. So I'm just fitting this vanity unit and basin. I've brought my hot, cold and my waste through. That waste should be high enough. I've got an adjustable P-trap anyway. I've got service valves on the shelf below, so all I've got to do is connect my hot and colds up. The basin's going to have to sit a little bit forward because I don't want to cut into the tiles. I think if I start cutting into them, I'm going to make myself a problem. It sits okay within the unit anyway. That mark on there, it's just a bit sticky. So yeah, that's how that's going to have to go. So tap in their waste and then just connect the hot and colds up with the flexes that come on the tap, and then I've just got the toilet to do, bath panel and sort all the tiling out. So yeah, I'm just running out of time a little bit, but it is coming together. Right, we'll just get this piped up quickly. I'm using male irons on there. I find if you tighten them up first and then onto your compression, it makes life a little bit easier. Holding the grips the wrong way around because the camera's in the way, but we'll get over it, won't we? Give the unit a good wipe out. That's effectively the basin all piped up, so we just need to get the toilet done now. In fact, we're going to get the water on next probably. I've put a new ISO valve on the toilet feed and we'll get the toilet in. It's a weird tap because you've got like, you don't go left and right. Is what it is. There's not going to be a lot of pressure on the hot because it's gravity. We'll check the waste. What I'll do now, I've got the water on, is fill the bath up and then we can silicone it in when we've got the toilet done. I've got a leak on there. Is that just what... I have, look. I'll sort that out. Hot flow's not too bad. That's why I didn't use a flexi on it, and I used a full bore lever. I mean, it's not as good as a combi would be, but for gravity, it's fine. Check the waste and that on this, make sure it's okay. Check the overflow, and as I say, fill this bath up, and we can get silicone then. I'll fill it with cold though, not hot. The reason we do this before we silicone, it's mimicking the weight of the water and the person in the bath. I mean, the bath is solid anyway, but I think it's good practice. So what we'll do, we'll get the toilet in first and then we'll just silicone around that. That's all right. Got that old overflow hole to fill in, tiling to do and bath panel. But the majority of the plumbing is done now, thankfully. So I'm gonna have a good tidy up now. I don't know how much more footage I'm going to film because it's a little bit under pressure today, but yeah, I've got the majority of the plumbing in, all the water's back on, so I can breathe a little bit. The bath panel's really joinery anyway, all plumbers say it's joinery, but I don't mind doing them, and I'll see what time I get left to do the tiling, but yeah, it's come together. That's the bath all silicone up. I've also silicone behind the vanity unit as well, so I've just got the tiling to make good this end, and then just seal around the bottom of the pan, and that's me done. I've done the bath panel as well. I mean them two-piece ones are okay, but they are a little bit of a pain to fit, but yeah, it looks okay. Right, I've just made good that tile in. I know the cuts don't match now, but they're the only bits of tiles that I had left, so I've just done the best I possibly can. So the bath's all done, all siliconed up. Just got a silicone around the floor, and then we are off ski. Thankfully, yeah, it looks all right though, to be fair. As I say, these are always awkward jobs trying to match into the existing, but I can only do what I can do. I've not got superpowers. Apparently there's a decorator coming tomorrow. He's going to redecorate this whole room. So yeah, that's pretty much us done.